it's your first time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And welcome to the family. If you've been here before, you already know how it is. Say it, do it, live it. Thanks again for coming back. Today, I have a story time. I want you guys to let me know what kind of videos you like to be done. I had a Q&A video done. I don't know if I'm going to put that first or I'm going to put this one first, but we'll see how it comes out and then I'll decide. But yeah, let's get right into it. Actually, before I go into that, I have a hair review coming up soon. I ordered hair from Ali Pearl. It took about 2 weeks, I think, to come. I want to show you guys just a little bit of it because I wanted to open this package while doing the videos because I don't trust myself to hold it any longer. So I'm going to try to rip this bag. So I don't know, so I want to take my first impression of the hair first. Let me now start. I ordered an 18-inch, so it should be 4 bundles in here. Have the bundles written on the top here. 20-inch and 22 and 24, I think it was. 24. And a 16-inch bundle with it. Yeah, 16-inch, kind of a mini closure frontal. I think it's a frontal. But and then you get a cap as well. You get 2 caps, which is good. 2 caps to put underneath. But yeah, that's pretty much what was in the bag. Yeah, it looks like this. So far, I think it looks really thin, guys. I ordered 4 bundles because, do I need to really tell you why? Because I like full hair, okay? I like full hair. I have a big head, so I like a full head. So, yeah, it looks really, really thin. But I just want to show you guys what I'm opening it so you can get to see. But I don't want to take too much of the story time. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it. Guess it wasn't really closed properly. That was a 24-inch. So yeah, this is how it looks like. I mean, the curl patterns are good. I thought I ordered a water wave. This doesn't really look like a water wave. Was it the water wave that I ordered? I think it was the water wave, and I seen it on some YouTubers and she was giving reviews on it. So I'll let you guys know what I really think, because some of these YouTubers, they pay for, like me. I mean, they send it out to them, man. Guys, I paid my 200 quid on this, 200 something if I can remember correctly. 200 something to get this hair. It better be worth my money, otherwise I'll be fuming. Anyways, let's get right into the story time. How do I start off? So I need to give my friend a name. Let's call her Susan. I'm sorry to all the Susans out there because I don't know anyone that's called Susan. So I'm not friends with anyone that's called Susan, so we'll use Susan. And yeah, let's just use Susan now. So anyways, one day I was playing. Well, you know, as you do, not play, but hanging out as always, somewhere chilling. And it was around my estate anyways, back, like, this was maybe it was a long time ago. I'm quite old now. It was a while back anyways. I don't remember what the exact number, so I'm not gonna give. One day I met a girl called Susan, and she was like about the same, she looked about the same age as me, because I have this thing where I'm actually like, I'm not against it, but I wouldn't normally be friends with anyone that's younger than me unless we have like maybe sort of the same mindset in a type of way. We have something in common anyways. Don't get me wrong, I do have some friends that are younger than me or, you know, the same age as me, but most of the time, most of my friends are like a bit older or something like that. Anyways, I met this girl called Susan around my area, my state area, and I've never seen her before. And so I think she approached me for it because, I don't know, then again, I don't really approach people. Sometimes I do, it depends where we are. But yeah, she approached me and she was like, oh, hi, my name is Susan, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm not really doing anything, I just came back from the shop or something, I don't even know what I said, but blah, blah, blah. She was like, oh, I just live on the corner here. I was like, oh, I've never seen you before, how come? And she's like, oh, most of the time we hang around in different area where we go see my cousins, so I hang around with my cousins a lot of the time. So that's probably why you don't get to see me a lot. I was like, okay, grand. Yeah, I'm around here. This is my house. I introduced her to my siblings and stuff like that. So me and Susan, because we live so close to each other, we became really close. Not close, but we spent almost like every other day that we were not in school or college or whatever together. We spent every other day together. We were always hanging out and everything like that. And then one day like this, Susan, we were hanging around in my estate, and there was a couple of other guys around my estate. You know when you're young, like, and then you just kind of tend to be playing around, messing around with the boys or whatever. And Susan was like, oh, that guy, I actually kind of like him. I was like, wow. He said, I like him. I wanna talk to him. I wanna be friends with him or whatever. But you know, younger guys, they're not like really interested in all that type of things. If they are, they're just gonna be messing around with you. They're not serious. That's what I'm trying to say. They're not serious whatsoever. Anyway, Susan then decided, okay, I'm gonna start talking to that guy. But the guy seemed like he wasn't interested, and he was like messing around with her or whatever. And so she was like, oh, I'm going to start talking to the other guy so I can make the guy, okay, let's call the guy that she wanted to talk to, call him James. She wanted to talk to James. So Susan wanted to become friends with James, but James was not interested. And so she was like, okay, I'm gonna start talking to Michael. Sorry about Michael. She's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna say, I don't know any guys have to call Michael, that's why I'm using Michael, guys. And if I do, they're not, no, and I don't know them anything like, anyway, like that. Anyway, so she was like, okay, I'm gonna start talking to that guy, Michael, and so that I can start talking, so that James can see me talking to Michael, and then he will be interested or something like that. I'm like, are you sure you're great? Is that a great idea? And me, actually, I lied. Me and Michael were friends because I met Michael through my brother. By the way, that's not his real name. I don't know any guy called Michael. We're not friends. But me and this particular guy that I call Michael now, we were friends. And we were friends kind of like just hi-bye kind of friends. And we lived in the same estate. So I pretty much seen Michael all the time. And he was really nice. He was a nice guy. But I also knew him as a player type. Don't get me wrong. I knew him as my good friend. And he also knew him as a player type. And then yeah, so me and Michael were just like, we were always talking, whatever. And Michael was trying to talk to me, and I was just like, I know this guy. And I used to be around my brother all the time. So obviously when you're around, you're close with your brother, like any girl out there, you know yourself how it is, and you kind of talk to the boys, and you kind of get their point of view. You kind of get, okay, yeah, this guy's a player, this guy's not a player. You will know, you will sense it, because the way when you're talking to younger men and you're talking to them as their friend, you kind of get that idea of like, oh, who's serious and who's not serious, and you kind of get, they'll be comfortable with you basically. They'll get comfortable with you and they'll start chatting shit about other girls as if you're not a girl. And what you just have to do is just listen. You just have to sit there and listen. Although sometimes I'll be debating with them back and forth, but it's what they think anyway, so I can't change what they're thinking. And so yeah, we used to be friends because they all used to hang around the same group, like. And so I was just like, oh, Susan, you can't really be hanging around with Michael because Michael's my brother's friend. You kind of have to just leave it off, and you know, because I talk to him, but I only talk to him when my brother's around, or you know how it is. And then boom, Susan started hanging around with Michael. They started hanging around and started getting really close. And back at the time, let's just say I was maybe 16, 17. And I'm thinking that Susan is around the same age as me. So me and Susan were supposed to be the same age. She told me anyway. And we looked, our body type was like the exact same. She was maybe like the same height as me. And obviously our figure was kind of the same. We were kind of like, if you look at us, you'd be like, okay, they're the same age. You know, just young girls who hang around, you know, with each other. And so like every time when Susan will hang around with Michael, I'm like, Michael's an older guy, like if you're hanging around with Michael, like I'm not gonna be hanging around with you anymore, like, you know what I mean? And be careful, guys, if you're saying to your friend, if you see your friend going in a direction where you don't necessarily want to be, or you see your friend bringing some different vibe that you don't necessarily want to go, don't be afraid to let them know that, guys, I'm not gonna be going the same direction that you're going. Don't be afraid to say, oh, like, you know what, I'm not, like, you know, I'm bounced, run, leave them now, leave them type of friend. If you see a friend doing bringing some movement that doesn't concern you, that doesn't bring good vibes to you, that doesn't help you, that doesn't help you grow, I'm telling you now, I learned the hard way. And this wasn't my only time I had stupid friends around. There's been so many times my naive ass would be like so dumb and listen to like whatever. Let me not get ahead of myself. Anyway, Susan started hanging around with Michael really a lot, and I just told him, I was like, oh my god, you know what? I don't really like the way you're hanging around with him a lot, and Michael used to talk to me and used to like, you know, he's just a player, because some of the things that he would say to me, like, I'm just kind of like, you don't even mean one little word that you're saying, so stop saying stuff. Like, girls, especially to younger girls out there, I'm not speaking to older people, because I mean older people, because what do I know, like, you know, I'm talking to younger girls because I've been there, I know the experience, I know how it is. Just be careful with whatever friends you're letting be around you. Don't learn the hard way. I feel like I prefer to tell you that this and this and this and this is wrong than you going and experimenting for yourself. I mean, I don't know if some girls are like that. Some people like to go through it themselves and then be like, oh my god, like, you know, never go like. No, I prefer to listen to what other people are saying. That's why I'd rather have older friends, because oh my god, that's so weird. That's why I'd rather have like older friends, because I feel like they can bring something to my life, if you get what I mean. They can like advise me on something that they've gone through or something that they did, and they kind of just prevents me from going through that way. I feel like what I always say to my younger sister is that and Mercy, I'm not gonna say her name, sorry, and you know yourself, my little sister, Mercy. I always say this, like, if someone, I don't know how to say in English, because I always say it in Lingala, it's like, if someone has been, like, if you're walking, if I've gone through that direction, and I seen there was a hole I fell into, would you rather go the same direction as I did and go and fall in that same hole? No, you wouldn't. You would rather change your direction and go a different way. The same way that I feel like if I learn something, I'd rather share it out to someone, and then they will learn from that, and they will change. If they were doing the exact same thing as I did, you're not going to get the same result, so you got to change your way. So I'd rather if someone told me whatever you're doing is not good, because I've been through it, and you know, it didn't bring me good things. Maybe like we won't all get the same result, because sometimes it works for other people, but I just rather hear it. Do you get me? So anyways, yeah, I tell her that I'd rather not, like, you know, I'd rather you not hang around with this guy, So, and she didn't listen to me, so she kept doing this. So I was like, you know, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. She would come to my house, bang, like, knock for me or whatever, and she'd be like, oh, like, I don't talk to the guy anymore, so do you wanna go out, do you wanna do this, do you wanna do that? And I just kind of be like, okay, I go out with her, and then after a while I find out the same thing again. I'm like, okay, you're still like doing the exact same thing, so I'd rather not talk to you anymore. Like, I'd rather you stay away from me. But mind you, this girl, she would always tell her parents that she's coming to my house. And plus, because my house, everyone pretty much knew her. Like, and I remember like those past couple of days, my siblings were like, oh, you don't hang around with Susan anymore. What happened with you and Susan? Like, what's happening? I'm like, oh, I don't know, just me and Susan didn't click like that. I didn't really, like, our friendship is not the same anymore, like, you know, and she's hanging around with people that I don't think are good influences to me or her. And I'm telling you guys now, like, from the bottom of my heart, like, I used to say those things, like, you know, why would I sit here and lie? Like, I don't have anything to lie for, you know. So yeah, like, anyways, she would just do whatever she wanted to do, and she'll tell her parent that she's coming to my house, you know. I don't know if anyone has experienced this, but I've experienced so many of these, and I'm just kind of like, I'm so done with friends. I'm so done. Like, I remember back those days, my parents would be like, oh, friends are not good for you, friends are not this, friends. And I'm like, you know what, I don't want to be a loner, like, I want to have friends. But right now, I feel like the more you grow, the more older you get, you kind of start to realize, okay, maybe they were right, you know. But when you're younger and you're naive and you kind of just want to, like, you like people, like, around your same age, that vibe like you, do you get me? Because sometimes, like, older people can be trouble as well, and young, like, you never really know, like, it depends as well, like, you know, not all older friends are bad, not all younger friends are bad. It just depends on what their personality is, like, you know. Right now, I've obviously changed my way. Like, let me go back to the story. Anyways, yeah, so I stopped hanging out with her, and she would tell her parent that she's going over to my house, and she always been telling them that. So they've been thinking that, oh yeah, I'm hanging around with her. And I think I've been to her house maybe like once or twice, because obviously she lives around the corner, but I didn't really like feel comfortable going to her house, like, you know. I've been to her house a couple of times, maybe like once or twice. I don't think it was any more than that. I rarely went to her house. So if I did, it would just be like outside, and we'll just be waiting for her to do something, like, you know. And even my other friend, like, called what should I call her? My other friend called Mary. My other friend called Mary. She was like, oh, I don't want to hang around with your other friend again, your friend Susan anymore, like, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm here too. Mary can confirm the story. Like, if you don't believe me, I'll bring Mary out here and she'll confirm the story. Anyways, yeah, me and Mary just decided to do our own thing. Like, Mary had pulled herself from her, pulled herself from her completely. She just did not want to be around her. Me on the other side, I was a bit like, you know, like, I'm like, if you make this right decision, I'll be a friend. If you don't make the right decision, I won't be a friend, you know. And then a couple of days later, but it went on for actually a long time. It went on for a while. Me and her were not friends anymore, maybe like 3 months or something. I don't remember. But I remember it going on for a while, and we didn't talk. We weren't friends anymore. And one day, like, I seen her parents around my state, and they were driving by as if they were stalking me. I'm like, why are her parents stalking me? I think they were trying to look for where I lived, you know. I'm like, why are they like stalking me? And because I wasn't friends with her, and I was kind of, okay, I just kind of run away from my parents and avoid the situation. So I'd go back home and I'd just be like, okay, oh my god, they're like following me. They're like literally looking for where I'm going, like, you know. And I think they came through maybe like 2 or 3 times. And yeah, so I just remember after a while, like, everything went back. Like, I just never really heard from Susan anymore. I never heard from Michael anymore. I don't know what their business was like, but one day like this, we were just sitting at home doing whatever. We heard a knock on my door. Like, it was in the evening time. It was around this time, like December. So December, when I think about December, it brings me all that memory, like all that vibe. Anyways, let me not jump to conclusion here. The bell, oh my god, guess who it was? Have a guess. It was Susan's mom and dad. Susan's mom and dad came to my house, and we're African, we're both African, but we're from different culture. I'm not gonna give it away by saying where she's from. Anyways, Susan's mom came, they knocked my door, and yeah, and they were like, oh, is this where Rita lives and stuff like that? And I think my dad at the time opened the door. My dad opened the door. I don't think my mom was home. And I think my little brother was something, and I was studying or something. I was doing something upstairs. And my little brother was like, oh, why is Susan's parents here? I'm like, are you serious? Susan's parents are here. Guys, tell me why Susan's parents have come to my house to, like, tell my parent, basically say, like, oh, your daughter is a bad influence on our kid, and she has been teaching her the wrong ways, and she has done this. I can go on, like, you know, every single thing that Susan had done is me. Like, those are the kind of things that just like, oh my god, like, are you serious? Like, what? Are you actually serious? Like, and sometimes, like, African parents don't really tend to listen, And it was just kind of one of those things, okay, yeah, you did this is what you did, it's your fault, yeah. I went on about my life, come to find out that they said that they are forbidding me. Like, these parents, they were a bit extra because you're like, apparently, this is what had happened. Apparently, I don't know. This is what I had heard, okay? Apparently, Susan's mom had found some risky text messages or something. She has seen something, has seen a bit her daughter changing or something. No, it wasn't like even changing, it was just like just seeing text messages. Basically, was not nice text messages from Susan and Michael, and they had been whatever. I don't know what they did because I was not friends with them. And yeah, so basically when I heard that from my dad, I was just like, are you serious? Like, what? You know, and hearing that, like, it made me think, like, I don't know, like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I can't say too much and can't say too little. But yeah, I was just kind of like, oh my god, are you actually serious? Because this girl, if anyone that known me, you would know, like, I did nothing but like give her like the best advice. And in fact, she was the one that was a bit wilding out, like the one that was kind of be like, you know, going out the window, like, and everything. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I've learned my lesson, like, never in my life. And I confronted Michael, and I was like, what, and Michael was like, oh, they actually came to my house as well and everything like that, and apparently they had fixed things up. But yeah, they were so extra. Like, their parents was like, I forbid your daughter from ever seeing my daughter again. I don't want to see her around my daughter, she's a bad girl, and my daughter is only like 11. Guys, imagine, they're telling me I was like 16 or 17, and they're telling me that this girl who had looked like me, who everything has come even before mine, and I'm just like, she's 11. What? She's 11. So if she's 11, that makes her little sister what, 9? Yeah. Don't even get me started. Like, she was 11. Apparently she was 11. Anyways, I don't care how old she was, but if she was 11, I would have never been friends with her, like, in the first place. But everything, like, I don't know if you should start asking people for their ID or for their birth cert before becoming friends with people anymore. I don't know. Like, I was just kind of like, okay, I learned my lesson. I'm never gonna be friends with anyone. I said, but from that day, I was like, no new friends, no new friends. I'm not taking any application. From that day, I was like, I've washed my hands with new friends. I don't want to become friends with anyone. No one come and say, oh, I want to be with friends. I don't want new friends, okay? Anyways, I was feeling a bit dramatic, but yeah, it was just like, she's 11, like, what? That's what really shocked me, because this girl had a mentality of 11-year-old. Like, I mean, I can't be surprised, because at the time, like, maybe I was I don't know. No, but no, I don't know. I would have guessed, because I can guess, like, you know, I can just guess if someone's young. But anyways, the moral of the story is just know what kind of friends you're gonna let around your circle. Be careful out there. Be careful what people like you trust. You know, be careful with what kind of friends you want to tell your secret, or you want to be open up to, or want to like introduce to your family, because I've learned the hard way, like, you know, I've learned the hard way, and this is just one of those scenarios where I've experienced fake friendship. You know, I've experienced something like, you know, just using my name, like, to do rubbish, basically, to do stupid stuff, to go out there and be like living her best life, and coming to me as if, like, you know, I'm like, I don't like them type of friends. You know, if you have to do something and tell your mom that you're going to me, then you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. If you have to go somewhere and tell your mom you're going to go to someone else's, then you shouldn't do it in the first place. I've learned the hard way, and I just don't think it's worth the time. I don't think it's, and like, all the young girls out there, you know yourself, it's not worth the time. Be careful with what friends you trust. Anyways, that's the end of my story time.